Alright, what's up y'all? So in this video I'm gonna rate each weapon in Spiked so you guys have a better idea of what's good and what isn't. Keep in mind this is my opinion only and it might differ from yours. So please don't send me any death threats, please, but remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps a ton and I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, let's start the video. So first off, we're gonna go over the D tier. So in my opinion, let's go over already. This is the passives, by the way. So let's go over here. All the passives right here are all worthless. Spin it off. They're not good. They're already D tier. There's no point in keeping them. You have zone, which is way better buffs, and the weapons are just better in every way than the passives. So they're just trash. Spin it off. Other than that, hybrid serve, it's totally worthless. I'm gonna be real, bro. It should not be worth a weapon. I'm gonna be real. All it does is give you a 10% power buff on serves and 10% float randomness on serves, and it switches the animation. It's not good in my opinion because you only serve with it, and I don't know, bro. I tried it. It's not good at all. There's so much better weapons than this that can help you serve. So this weapon is just a D tier in my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it, to the D tiers. I'm not gonna lie. The rest are actually really good weapons that are balanced. Alright, so now let's go over the C tiers. It's gonna be very simple once again. First off, Ricochet. You actually really don't need Ricochet if you wanna wipe people. There's actually a method to wipe people. I'm gonna show you in game right now. You really don't need Ricochet if you want to wipe. All you gotta do is just delay the ball like this and wait until the blocker is right next to you and just aim up like this. And it's gonna go airline every single time. It's just gonna go out just like that. It's gonna do that with the blocking hitbox. So you really don't need Ricochet to actually wipe. So in my opinion, it's worthless. You really don't need it. The second one in C tier, I would say Soft Touch. Honestly, it's not that good. There's so many better blocking weapons than Soft Touch. It just makes the wipe really slower on your blocks. And I think you don't really need that because even without Soft Touch, you can yourself cover your own wipe. So I think your teammates in the back row can cover, the wipes if they're not in the air, So I don't think it's very good. And you should probably spin it off if you want to have a blocking weapon. Alright, so the third C tier is gonna be minus tempo. I'm gonna put it right here. It's useful. The only thing that really messes it up is that it's so fast that it's unreliable. So if it scores, but there's a high chance you're gonna miss the set because it's so fast. Look, you're gonna see. Hold on, let me get it. Where is it? Minus tempo. Oh, is it a unique? Oh my god. Okay, for a unique, I don't think it's worth it. It's just too fast. It's too fast. Like, it's completely unreliable. In my opinion, I don't think you should actually keep it. It's actually the worst setter weapon at the moment. They might buff it because nobody uses it because it's not reliable at all. So I think you should probably spin it off for a better setter weapon if you want to be a setter. Alright, so now let's go over the B tier. So the first one I'm going to put in B tier is Floater. Floater is actually insanely good if you know how to float correctly. I have it personally right now, and I think I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to lie. It's actually really underrated. It's actually really good. So against good teams, floaters work more than jump serves, unironically. So Floater is insanely good. Because it's unpredictable for serves. You don't know where it's going to go. And the entire back row needs to stay back row until someone receives it because it's completely unpredictable. So in my opinion, it's better than hybrid serve by far. But it's not in the A and S tier because every serving weapon, you can just use it when you serve. So it's not really often, But I would probably spin it off for something better if you want to play it like a spiking position. Alright, so the next two B tiers are actually going to be Guardian and Safeguard. So both of these are actually really good, like insanely good, but it's passive hitbox, and receiving in this game can be really good. I mean, if you're 5 foot, it really depends on your height. If you're 5 foot, what's it called, Safeguard and Guardian are actually like really busted and are the best weapons you can have. But if you're 7 foot, they're pretty worthless. I had Guardian, and my hitbox didn't change that much because my build was 6'7". But other than that, they're insanely good weapons if you are a Libero. That's it. But they're very reliable. They're very good buffs, and if you're a Libero, I would recommend keeping them, unless you want to have the other weapon that I'm gonna show later. Alright, so the last B tier weapon I'm gonna put is Perfect Toss. Perfect Toss is actually pretty damn good. The only thing that keeps me off from putting it in A tier is that you can actually get it as a zone buff. So in my opinion, you should probably, if you're a setter, you should probably go for the zone buff of perfect setting, and then go for the other setting weapons that I'm gonna show later on. But I mean, you could run Perfect Toss with the other setting weapon, but if you want to have something else, like let's say powerful to ape better, then just get perfect setting as a zone buff, and it's just gonna get you perfect setting just like if it was a weapon, you know. So in my opinion, Perfect Toss is pretty good. It buffs the hitbox of your spiker, which makes it easily they can dunk over the blockers. So it's pretty good, but it's not insanely good, you know. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, so now let's go over the A tier. The first A tier I'm gonna put is Quick Step. Quick Step is good at every single position. Every single one. Especially if you're a 5-foot Libero. If you're 5 foot and a Libero, you go so fast. It's actually insane. You go so fast. So it's extremely busted for Libero, and it's very reliable for every other position. So in my opinion, it really deserves A tier. Alright, so the next A tier I'm going to put is Iron Wall. Iron Wall is very reliable for every position that plays front row. So let's say you're a setter, you want to block, just go like 6'7", and put Iron Wall, and it's going to be extremely good, especially if you combine it with aerial hitbox. Your blocking hitbox will be massively improved. So in my opinion, it's extremely good, and I've seen a lot of middle blockers run it, and they just lock down everyone they see. So it's very good. Maybe not as good as the other blocking weapon I'm going to show, but it's still extremely reliable. Alright, so the next weapon I'm going to put, this might be controversial, but I'm going to put Block Breaker at A tier. Block Breaker doesn't work against good teams because it's predictable. Once they see you use Block Breaker once, they're going to be ready for it. So it only works in publics. Block Breaker is only a weapon that works in publics. I haven't seen it work in actual good scrims in a while. Right now, if you're a team that just started and you're playing against other teams that just started playing Spiked and you didn't have Tester, you can run Block Breaker, but don't rely on it to score every single point because it's going to come back biting you in the future. So I would recommend spinning it off and try another weapon, but honestly, it is not as good as advertised. Alright, so next up, I'm going to have another controversial opinion. I'm going to put Powerful at A tier. Powerful is not that good. Stop glazing it. The next 4 weapons I'm going to show are much, much better. Powerful basically buffs your spike by 20%. Honestly, it's not worth it at all in my opinion because you can just get a zone buff that works like this. And if you have a setter that has Conductor, then you basically have Powerful. So honestly, it's not worth it in my opinion. Even though you can serve really good, in my opinion, it's not really worth it. I'm not gonna lie. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's not better than the other 4 weapons that I'm gonna show you. All right, so the first S tier weapon I'm gonna put is Immovable. Immovable is very reliable. You kill block everything. Literally everything. If someone uses Block Breaker, boom, countered by Immovable. If someone uses Powerful, boom, countered by Immovable. Insanely good blocking weapon. It's the best. It's the best blocking weapon, in fact. But there's a CD of 100 second. If it was passive, I would put it as the best weapon. But it has a CD. You can only use it once every like 3 point. So it's good. It's very good. But after a while, the other team starts to know you have Immovable, and they start to cover the spikes in the short range. So after a while, it's not that good. So that prevents me from putting it furthermore in the S tier. Alright, so the third best weapon in the game, Conductor. Conductor is by far the best setting weapon in the game. And unironically, I can see why some people call it the best weapon in the game. So it's a legendary too. It's a legendary. It basically gives all of your spiker powerful. All of them. So imagine you combine powerful with Conductor, and the guy has a zone buff of, let's say, 20% on power. That's a 60% increase on power spikes. That is actually insane. Conductor basically buffs everyone on your team, even the Libero. And if your spiker is a 7-foot powerful and power zone, it's absolutely busted. It's absolutely busted. Conductor is by far the best setting trait. If it was 30% buff, I would put it as number 1, but it's 20%. It's just powerful. It's still incredibly good, but the next two weapons are just in a league of their own. Alright, so the next weapon I'm gonna put, again, I'm gonna be super controversial, bro, but Boom Jump. Boom Jump is extremely good. Don't get me wrong. It's extremely good. There's a reason why it's a unique. There's a reason. It's the second best weapon, though. It's the second. It's a passive, which makes it incredibly good. But it makes it so your max jump height is extremely higher. But it's more for the short heights. It's not by a lot in tall heights, but it's still pretty good, you know? So that's the reason I'm putting it second place. If it was the same buff for every height, then I would put it first. But tall heights get a bit of a nerve using Boom Jump. But honestly, it's good. It's very good. If the weapon I'm going to show you wasn't in the game. Full Approach. Full Approach is underrated. Stop sleeping on Full Approach. It's the meta. It's the best weapon in the game for a reason. Look at this. Not only is it a legendary, which makes it incredibly easy to get, but it completely removes the jump delay. And it goes to the max of your jump. So let's say you combine it, as you can see, with Boom Jump. You have a automatic Boom Jump every single time you jump. So imagine your blocker doesn't have Full Approach, and he's trying to block you. There's a good 0.5 seconds delay before he's coming to you. And if he doesn't have Boom Jump, then that's a good 0.7 seconds, because he has to react to you jumping, so that's a good 0.2 seconds. And then there's a 0.5 seconds of the time charging your jump. So you already have a good second advantage on the blocker. Just imagine. And you jump higher than him, so you can dunk on him easily. And you have a free court for like a whole second because of Full Approach. I don't know why people say it's bad. It is the best trait in the game. It's the best weapon in the game by far. Stop sleeping on it. This is my tier list. Just leave your comments down below, and I'm gonna leave the link if you wanna do the tier list of your own. I made it public, but this is just my opinion. Okay, you can try argue with me in the comments, but please don't insult me, because this is the actual best weapons in the game. Don't sleep on them. Alright, you guys have a good day. And remember to like and subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Alright, see ya.